So hi, I'm Shea.
And I'm Shealyn.
And this is Shea's Scary Lounge. And today we did Prom Night. We're on our first of many movies that we're doing with the amazing our favorite final girl, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Yes. It's a scream queen herself. And this is Fright. What is it? No, it's not. It's Prom Night. I almost said Fright Night.
And this is Prom Night, not Fright Night.
This is Fright Night. My prom night sucked. Not as bad as like this, but it did. It was bad.
But I loved prom. I mean, I just like.
Were you a prom queen? Were you a prom queen?
Do you think I was? No.
I feel like you would be.
No, that's your image of me now. No, far from it. I was like a nerd and played soccer. Yeah. I'd rather be
you're a nerd.
Although they're kind of nerdy too in this. I mean, they're like
a little bit. Oh, I love her like 70s disco moves. And then I like screenshotted her face, and she's like really getting into it. I was like, damn,
those were the moves.
Hell yeah,
those were.
She worked those moves.
Little I love her body. She
is gorgeous.
She's dancing. Well, of course. I mean, she's always been gorgeous, but I think I first saw her in like True Lies, because like we'd always watch that scene where she's like dancing, doing her sexy dance and slips off the pole. That would be me. But no, I've always loved that.
I love her. I always loved her. I always thought she was phenomenal, gorgeous.
Hate this guy.
She has like the best boobs.
Yes, another Scream quote for you. About not showing her tits till she went legit. I could afford a decent pair, and which is her boobs are real. Not that I know.
Her boobs are real. She's always had a great it's good.
Trading Places. That's when she showed
right.
Them.
That's
great.
The one where I'm like, you can pretty much just see through all her clothes. So today we're doing Prom Night. If I didn't say that.
Yes, we are. And despite this guy being behind me, I actually hate his character and celebrate his death scene very much. I love when his head gets snapped off like this. Yes. Probably one of the best kill scenes in a scary movie, mostly because he is such a butthead the entire movie that I think everybody's happy when this happens.
Yes.
That being said, do you want to discuss the plot? It's a rather simple plot.
It opens with this like abandoned building, school or something, I don't know. And so these kids are playing Killer, which is really like a hide and seek game. And this other girl comes up and she wants to play. She sees all the kids playing, and so she's like, I want to play. And so she leaves her siblings outside. She's like, I'm going to go in and play.
Well, wait. So her sibling, the older sibling, Jamie Lee Curtis, goes back to school to get her book. The sister who ends up dying is still there with the brother. Spoiler alert, which who doesn't know the end of this movie, who ends up being the killer. So he knows that's where she went. Jamie Lee Curtis never knew the conversation. She went back in there. Yeah. So
she goes in and she's running after everybody, and apparently nobody likes this kid. So then they like gang up on her, chase her around, and then like essentially, gang up on her, and she ends up falling out of a window. They didn't push or anything, but apparently
but they're like pressuring her,
right?
And she goes out there. It's definitely their fault. I know it's called accidental, but like it was their fault. And the fact that they don't call for help or anything, because they're like, oh, we're going to be blamed for this. Let's just pretend it didn't have, and then they blame it on like that weird escaped weirdo guy or something, or pedophile.
The weirdo.
Yeah, who ends up, he's innocent on this, but he's not innocent on other things.
It's so weird to have that random subplot in there, like for nothing. Just for nothing.
It's an easy like fall guy though, so that's what the kids are like. Oh, no problem. So they were able to just pretend this never happened. I think 6 or so years goes by. Flash forward, it's Prom Night. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't know that she's actually befriended all these people who killed her little sister this whole time.
And she's like dating one of the boys who was involved.
Yeah, and he tries to, like, they're walking on the cliff, which, like, where is this awesome school? I want to go to it. Like, during lunch, they're having this magical love walk. And he's, like, about to tell her what happens, and, of course, doesn't happen. Or she's, like, I don't know, something distracts her.
Yeah, so 6 years forward, all the kids are getting like these obscene phone calls where a person's like, ha, ha, ha.
Heavy breathing, yeah. And then he's like, are you ready to play? Or what does he say? It's like
something like that, something stupid.
Time to play, or yeah, it's
you
really
want to play,
but
like that.
But back in the day, prank calls were there. I used to love getting them and giving them. You know, I was a big pain in the ass. Just call me.
I did a prank call one time, and it was me and my friend. We were doing the prank call, and then we hang up, and I'm like, hey, it wasn't that funny. We're not that cool. And then she felt really bad, and we then had to call him back and apologize.
Oh my gosh, you guys are such wieners. We do them all the time. And people would do it to me too, like especially after movies like Scream and stuff came out. Jesus. Yeah, I love it. Well, I wasn't doing the like, well, though we did do that. Is your refrigerator running? Like we used to do that. We would do stupid shit like that. We were kids. What else you gotta do? Now I hate answering the phone. Back then I'd be like happy when it rang, like, oh yay, who is it? Now I'm like, I cringe when my phone rings and I can see who it is. Like, but yeah, it's a perfect, simple plot, short horror movie. I think it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I've always liked it. I actually really liked the remake. They came out with a total different narrative. They came out, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years ago.
I think it was like 2012, 2013, something like that.
Yeah, I love that one.
8 or something.
With like Brittany Snow and everything.
I've not seen that one, so I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you should watch it. Because I don't think that's considered one of these 4 prom nights, because there's 4 of these.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, that's separate, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. I think it's cute. It has like that fuzzy overlay.
It does.
The whole
film. Well, it's because it was on film. But so
yeah,
so the brother ends up.
It has that magical aesthetic.
And I'm so confused. Why did you wait? Like, why? First of all, why didn't you tell anybody? Why did you wait 6 years to then go and kill people? Like, what was the significance of prom?
Yeah, like, why didn't he tell at least his sister? I thought he would have done
anybody.
That. Because maybe I missed that part. Did they like threaten him?
No, no one knew that he was there.
No, right? Oh, okay. So what's the problem? Yeah,
or like the janitor, some random person, some like groundskeeper or whatever knew the kid was there, but like nobody else knew he was there. And I'm just
okay.
If your sister is dating one of the people that killed your other sister, why are you not going, hey, I gotta tell you something?
Yeah, no, he definitely should have. Like that, he was very dramatic about it and having it be at this big event. And it's kind of sad though that he ends up dying. I mean, I guess he killed people, so he's got to die, but it's a very dramatic ending.
Yeah. So I laughed about, so it was given a PG rating. Mm-hmm. And I guess they didn't want that because it doesn't have very much, I mean, other than like obviously he gets his head cut off, but it wasn't that scary, right? So there's not a lot of like, we're showing the blood and stuff. So I think eventually it did become like a PG-13. They thought that no one was going to watch a PG slasher movie.
Yeah, I can see their worry with that.
So yeah, so I mean the first PG slasher movie was called Tourist Trap in 1979, and then this one came out a year later in 1980. It did eventually get its R rating. Probably they went back and filmed him getting decapitated. It eventually did get R rating, but they started off with PG, and then they're like, well, maybe we should add some more death in here, and
I don't know. I think all horror movies should be rated R and have enough in them. You know, like I don't think I'd run to the theater to see a PG horror movie either, because you'd be like, how scary can it possibly be? You know.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the theater when Hocus Pocus comes out.
It's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Well, I know. I was going with what you were saying.
That is not a scary movie, just so you know. But okay. Also, it's like on right now. I think people are already watching it. Yeah. Bad example is what I'm
ruining everything. Oh my God.
Like, what year is this? But
also, Eve Plum was apparently set to play Kim, but when Jamie Lee Curtis said that she would do it, or she showed interest in it, they kicked Eve Plum to the curb and went with Jamie Lee Curtis. Eve Plum is Jan from the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the same. Jamie Lee Curtis had already done Halloween, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So she was already like killing it, literally.
Oh yeah,
you know, like she was like
Other movies already came. Like she was like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
with the scary movies. So
star power. So yeah, I think they were saying something with production. People weren't signing on like to distribute it until she did, and you know, then they're like,
so she
this
jumped
movie
on
will be
board,
cool.
right?
She's got that star power
because she's fantastic. We love Jamie.
Badass.
So there's a 7-person body count. We have Robin, Kelly, Jude. Those are the 3 women that were involved in the killing, and then random people. Slick, which I'm actually bothered that Slick died.
Who's Slick?
Slick was the dude with the van, like the chubby dude.
Oh yeah, I like him. I know. They're like banging in the van.
How cute is he?
Yeah. And,
he was adorable. I was like,
I thought he was gonna get away. He like almost gets away.
Yeah, and then the van blows up.
Because I mean, like, even when he's pulling away and like the killer comes in, I think again through the back or something.
But
like for a second you think he's gonna get away. And like that sounds so fun. Like they're just out there parked on a cliff, like smoking weed and banging. I was like, this seems awesome. I want to
I thought he was so cute. I was like, he's adorable. I loved him. And then let's see, Wendy, Lou, which is your favorite person, the Cro-Magnon man behind you, and then Alex. Alex
was in the cafeteria scene. Everything he needed to die. But you know, I learned a lot from Scream about this movie. Like, you know, he's in the video store. If they watch Prom Night, they save time. There's a formula to it, a very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect. Nailed it? I know, right? No.
Good job.
You can cut him in. I actually didn't write it down, so I was like,
no, you have it memorized because you have the entire movie memorized.
I love that scene though. Like when I met him and Matthew Lillard, I was like, oh my gosh.
Did you say the scene? Did you quote it?
No, because I'm not a nerd all the time. I was like trying to control. I mean, I am, but I was like trying to hide it.
Right.
Also, they don't give you that much time to like beat it, loser. So, of course I do. I always loved that, and I remember when I first saw Scream, I had never seen Prom Night, and I'm like, what is he talking about? And so, again, Scream is the best movie of all time.
Boo, you whore. Okay.
One day you'll go through every episode and you can get my Scream reference in every episode. Probably.
No, seriously, I think there is a Scream reference in just about every episode.
You should be so lucky.
We should have like a countdown of it. Like, oh, ding, ding, ding. How many times did you reference Scream?
How many times? Only once. And it's directly relevant because he mentioned this. How many Jamie Lee Curtises do you get Prom Night?
I give it, you know what? I gotta be honest. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. When I would go down Blockbuster, for whatever reason, I thought this was like the greatest scary movie ever, and I would always rent it. And I watch it now as an adult and go, it was really boring.
Yeah,
in the sense of like, it's very slow. And then and I had so many questions at the end when the killer was the boy, and I was like, why did you wait so long? I don't even understand. So many things. I'm gonna give it 2.
2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on because it's a cult classic. I'm gonna do 3. Still not.
That's like a pity extra, is what that is. It's extra pity, Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's Prom Night. It's referenced. It's it's like it's a movie, and you know. But I agree with what you're saying. It's a little slow. I was like, 20 years ago, I remembered it differently.
Right. Yeah. I feel the exact same way. I remember it differently. Like when we did House. Like I remember that being like the best movie ever. And I love that movie. I was incredibly let down when we watched it.
And then I was watching it. I was like, this is great. What are you talking about? But
I know. It's how it's different. Although one little small thing is what I thought was interesting, someone made a note of it, was so the killer calls each one of the victims before prom, right? The night of prom. He only speaks to the girls. The girls are the only ones he actually answers the phone.
Yeah.
The boy doesn't answer the phone. Nick doesn't answer. And he's the only one who lives. See that?
Oh, yeah. Because he's like walking out with his dad. And he's like, what's her name?
He's too busy to answer the goddamn phone. Girls at that time.
Well, no, because it was that girl who ends up going with this guy.
Yeah, his ex-girlfriend Wendy. Or was it Wendy? Was that her name? I think so.
She looks like Wendy.
Yeah. Why do they make all the bitches blonde? I know, she was just not a nice person.
I mean, every villain growing, like, I feel like it's a mixture. There's princesses are blonde, but then also the mean girl is always blonde as well.
Usually, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Rich and blonde is always the evil
weird.
It's accurate. But so anyway.
Said the blonde girl.
Till next time. Yeah, my roots are
right. Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, share, and go watch Prom Night or anything with Jamie Lee Curtis this month, as it is Halloween month.
So. And it's almost time for Halloween ends.
Yes, so I'm very excited.
Let the countdown begin.
Until next time, bye. I love that you just lay down now. You're just
I'm like Jeff Goldblum just laying down now.